All right, let's talk about Kyle Shanahan. Someone who I think deserves a lot of credit as, in my opinion, he should be coach of the year. Like, he's not going to win it because it's a stupid award where it only goes to whoever, like, exceeded expectations the most, not who was actually the best coach of the year. But, like, I don't know. I don't get how you can look at this season and say Shanahan hasn't been the best coach of the year. So much clever stuff going on with so much of his schemes. And let's start off with something like this, which I just think it's a little thing, but it's just so fun, where it's going to be a running play. Okay, so, all right. Only so many different ways you can do this, right? Well, in theory, yes, but you can still get creative with it. And watch how Shanahan is going to get creative with this. As you see, Purdy is going to flip the ball back to McCaffrey. Okay, a little pitch like that. A lot of times you're going towards the outside. That's typically what you expect. That Philadelphia player is expecting it. I mean, for one thing, he kind of has to be a contained guy, but still, he's getting over in that direction. You see that pretty much every single San Francisco player is where they want to be to make a block right now. And part of it is because instead of every time you pitch it, you go towards the outside. If you do different things, it just makes it a little bit easier. It gives you an extra half second as a blocker to get in position to where now McCaffrey runs more up the middle and is able to pick up a first down on that play. And, sometimes they will just run straight up the middle with this stuff. The pitches are not just going towards the outside. And because of that, the fact that teams tend to run them a certain way and San Francisco does it a little bit differently is part of why they're so successful. It's one of the many reasons why they're so successful. Also heading over here, so what's going to happen on this play is, I actually broke this down and I made an immediate video right after they beat the Eagles, and I talked about this play, but now that we're talking about it from Shanahan's perspective, this is just a great example of why this Niners offense works so well. It's going to be zone coverage. You have multiple receivers running over the middle, and then George Kittle kind of running this more underneath route, and, it's one of those things where it's like, this isn't that crazy of a concept. Like, plenty of teams run this, but part of what Shanahan does, I feel like, is he doesn't, just because he is really fancy and does a lot of, creative stuff, doesn't mean he always has to do creative stuff. Sometimes do the simpler things. Watch as when this play works, because it was Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel running over the middle, they completely clear out that side of the field to where now you have George Kittle in open space. I mean, it's a good play call, right? You fooled the defense, so definitely Shanahan deserves credit, but it's also not getting too clever for your own good, whereas it's a concept that, can work. And then as you see, Kittle is able to, just take off and picks up a ton of yards there in open space because he's George Kittle and that's what he does, right? That's the advantage of having so many different weapons. You see teams try these types of concepts with not great receivers, and it usually doesn't have this kind of effect. And the reason why is because you don't have three guys like Ayuk, Samuel, and Kittle. But also Shanahan knows how to time these up perfectly, which is also part of why he is so effective at this stuff. Also, heading over here, so this is another just really clever thing, where Samuel is going to be in motion towards the offense's left, but then it's going to go back towards the bottom of the screen. So it's kind of like a fake, like he's in motion there, but then they're going to, potentially run with him towards the bottom of the screen. Except that is also a fake. Samuel isn't getting the ball here. Instead, that's going to happen where you're going to have several receivers run from the offense's right to the offense's left, and you're going to have Purdy run out in that direction, and you're going to hopefully help sell this fake, and with it kind of being a double move in a sense of you're faking as though you're going to have Samuel just in motion, and then faking as though he's going to take the handoff. You see that when Purdy takes the snap and he fakes the ball to Deebo Samuel and then rolls out, Philadelphia really got beat badly on that. They were fooled, quite frankly, and Brandon Ayuk is wide open in the back of the end zone because you have to be wary of a running play, and the fact that it's not Deebo Samuel getting the ball now means Ayuk can get wide open, and also Ayuk running a good route. As you see, Purdy, actually, that wasn't his best throw of the day, kind of made Ayuk have to make a tough grab. I don't know if that was necessary, but Ayuk is capable of making a tough grab, so no harm, no foul there. Really just fun stuff, right? It's just fun stuff. But also going over here, I don't want to discount these simple things that Shanahan does. Because those other plays, yeah, those are the ones that when you make a Kyle Shanahan video, you have to include and are the most fun to include. But you know what? This is something that's going to happen on a far more frequent basis of, hey, you're running the ball well, now let's run a play action and have George Kittle go over the middle. One of the great ways you can tell if you have a good play caller or not is by, do they call play actions at the right time? Do they get play, how bad do people bite under play actions? Well, as you see when Purdy runs the play action, and again, kind of in a unique stance, right, where instead of having the halfback run the play action like I showed on the screen, he actually kind of faked it back towards Samuel, to where at this point, quite frankly, it was a really bad fake. I mean, the Eagles are way out of position. George Kittle is wide open on this play. That's just play calling. Purdy is able to hit Kittle, who makes a lot, gets a lot of yards after the catch on top of it. I shouldn't say it's just play calling. Good stuff by Purdy to time it well. Great route running by Kittle, all of that good stuff. And good job by everyone, really, to help sell the fake. But obviously, play calling has a huge impact on that play, and that's the Shanahan stuff, right? Yes, he does all this creative stuff. He does plays that no one else runs, but also the plays that everyone runs, he just calls them at better times than other people call them. Like, it's sometimes just as simple as that. And going over here, well, you might say, well, maybe you shouldn't let Shanahan do that to you. Just go like this. Just, all out blitz. Let's just put some pressure on Purdy. Purdy's numbers are actually pretty similar when he's getting blitzed versus when he's not getting blitzed. There isn't a massive jump one way or the other, which is, kind of crazy to think about, but it makes sense, right? Again, for Shanahan, he's not going to be bullheaded and say, no, I have to, run my play action here or whatever. Hey, if it's cover zero, find a matchup you like and throw it, right? Football is still football. Do the simple stuff if it's a simple play. So Purdy takes the snap. There is pressure, but he gets rid of the football quickly and gets it to, it's actually Jawan Jennings, who's the guy who, wins the one-on-one matchup. And you might be saying, well, that's a bit surprising, right? But again, you're going to get Jawan Jennings to have some favorable matchups. He won a couple of times in man coverage in that game, and it's because you have to worry about covering Kittle, and you have to worry about covering Debo, and you have to worry about covering Ayuk, and then Jennings gets a favorable matchup, which he's able to win. On top of this, watch the work he's going to do in open space to turn it into a touchdown. Good stuff by him. Again, it's not the craziest, thing you'll ever see coaching-wise, but you don't have to do the craziest thing you'll ever see. He does sometimes, for sure, but also he'll do stuff like this, do the simple things, and he does the simple things at such a high level. So, yeah, for me, I do think Shanahan is I think it's pretty clear he's been the best coach in football this year. I feel like I named him heading into the year. I think I had him as my number one head coach. And it feels fair to me, right? And one thing I should mention as well, so I've covered Shanahan's career pretty extensively. I made kind of a quasi-documentary film study thing a handful of years back now, where I just went through his entire coaching career and talked about step-by-step what he was doing. And one thing I noticed is that he definitely runs the scheme around his players. Like, he's not someone who's, like I said, is bullheaded and will just try and do one thing. He plays to the strengths of his team, and now, the team pretty much has strengths everywhere, which certainly helps. But I don't think he's just a product of the talented team, because he's someone who has been doing this with much less talented teams. And you think about the other head coaches who you could argue maybe deserve Coach of the Year. I think Dan Campbell can certainly be in the conversation. I think you can put Nick Sirianni in the conversation. Mike McDaniel certainly deserves some love, and I know people are going to throw DeMeco Ryans in there, who I don't necessarily disagree, to be honest. But also I think, I don't know, maybe Sean Payton will start to get some buzz now that the Broncos are doing better. I don't know, but for me personally, again, Coach of the Year, kind of a simple thing for me. Which coach has added the most value to their football team? If a coach ended up sitting out this year, which team would suffer the most? To me, there's no question the 49ers would have suffered the most, although they still would have been pretty good, I think. That's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from y'all. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.